Hi, it's me, Lady Cares a Lot. It's been a while, but here I am, and I made you a video. Although I am motivated and full of ideas, and I really want to make videos, I am still very new to animation, and I realized recently that I may be a little bit of a perfectionist who struggles to focus a lot and takes a long time to get anything done. So here I am, just one person trying to animate and tell a story. So I really appreciate you watching this. I thanked you in advance, so please stay and watch the rest of it. So please get comfy for a story about one of the most embarrassing nights of my young adult life. I hope you enjoy. In my early 20s, I, like many others, found myself in college working a part time job. And I was working at a movie theater. And at the movie theater, they paid me in popcorn and movies back then. So I found myself looking for a second part time job. And I found it at a hotel. The incident that I'm going to talk to you about today occurred once I started working full time overnight. You know, checking people in, washing and folding laundry, fighting off evil spirits and crazy people that want to make friends in the middle of the night. I worked from 11 at night till 7 a.m., 5 nights a week. I also went to school and still worked at the movie theater, so pretty soon I found myself losing steam. I had to sleep during the day, and it eventually became harder for me to stay asleep, and it also became even harder to stay awake during the night. On this particular day, I had just got enough of my shift at the movie theater, and I had only about 2 hours to get some sleep before my overnight shift at the hotel, where I'm supposed to be training a new guy. A work friend texted me and said it's okay if I'm running a bit late, that she will clock me in if I'm running late. But I didn't feel comfortable. I've never actually had somebody offer something like that before, and I politely declined. And I insisted that I will be there on time. She needs to go, and the new guy can't be alone. Because let me tell you, this guy was a real numbnuts. He was right off the bat very lazy and narcissistic, selfish, and made a lot of inappropriate comments about his female coworkers. So just before I fell asleep, I decided that if the new guy wasn't going to do anything all night, just like he had done the night before, that I would send his stinky butt home. But that's not how the night went at all. I set my alarm, I closed my eyes, and when I opened them, it wasn't because of my alarm. The alarm didn't wake me up because my garbage phone turned off and I had slept well into the night. When I turned my phone back on, it was almost 2 in the morning. I was mortified. I was rushing like crazy to get up and ready, but I felt like a ton of bricks had hit me. My body and eyes were so heavy. As I got into the first car I ever drove, the first car my feet owned, I backed right up into my neighbor's car. I clipped them. I just clipped their rear, in a hurry. And because I'm sure all the stress hormones have been circulating through me, I, in a panic, decided to deal with the car accident later. Since, I was thinking so clearly at the time. I was also still young, and being late was one of the worst things that I could have done, I thought. I thought everyone is sleeping now. I'll just talk with my neighbor in the morning when I get back and I'll apologize then. And on to work I went because I couldn't possibly bear being any more late than I already am. When I get to work, I stumble in a panic, expecting my colleague to be there with the new guy, and I'm planning an apology for her, but she's not there. She left shortly after 11 p.m. She also apparently told the new guy that I will be late because I'm running late from my other job. And he's just waiting there for me, not doing anything. I also found out she had clocked me in. The new guy was lazy, leaving me to do most of the work while surviving his demands for me to sing, while he was asking very personal questions as a ruse to get to know each other better. I really wanted to send him home. I'd be much happier working alone. But now I was an unwilling work criminal who was late and was getting paid for not being there. And this guy knew some stuff. He knew that I was late, and I felt like he had me in his pocket. I finished my shift extremely frustrated and defeated. I drove home in the morning sunshine, exhausted. When I get home, I promptly pass out. I sleep all morning and most of the afternoon, waking up to knocking at our front door. I hear some muffled speech as I'm waking up. And after the door closes, my mom rushes to my room and she tells me, "Someone hit our neighbor's car and they have no idea who has done it. Can you believe someone would leave it like this after hitting it? Did you see anything last night when you left for work? Our neighbors are asking around for help because nobody knows anything, but some neighbors heard the noise of a car crashing. Do you know anything?" And without hesitation, I told my mom exactly what happened last night. In the midst of my exhaustion and frustration, I had forgotten to go see my neighbor in the morning. Now it's maybe 3:30. I get dressed and immediately walk to knock on my neighbor's door. When my neighbor opens her front door, it's dark inside and I am nervous. My tummy is in knots. And she's in pajamas, just like I was moments before. And she's very understanding. And I am relieved. I honestly felt so bad about the whole situation. And her not yelling at me, big bonus. High five, neighbor. Thank you so much for not being a jerk when I messed up. Thank you. I offered to pay for the damages. She gave me a couple of weeks until I get my next paycheck, and we met up at the dealership. And although it was a fat price to pay for a little damage, it was the right thing to do. And let me tell you, every single person I have told this story to, they have told me they wouldn't have confessed. They would have just made away with not telling the neighbor and hiding it. And I'm shocked. I feel like me and my mom were in agreement that this is the right thing to do. And I found that literally everybody else would have avoided that confrontation. But I don't care. It felt like a good thing to do, especially after an awful night where I felt like I was compromised in my beliefs, my boundaries, my morals. And I did have a choice in doing what was right. And I will always be proud of myself for doing that. And although it was a horrible, embarrassing night, I hope you know that I believe in you too. Thanks, bye.